Hey folks, for this education moment, let's talk about the full arc of a referral. Everything from how you request it to how people are listening for it, and then what you do at the end to deliver on that referral that's given. And really, we want the emphasis to be on this last part, which is what comes of the end result of a referral once it's given to you. So for this, I want you to do kind of a little thought experiment with me. Let's pretend like we're going to a restaurant and we sit down at a table and and the waiter comes over and takes our order and you want to order a salad. And so you tell the waiter that you want the salad, but you have something specific about this salad. You don't want the dressing on it. You want the dressing on the side. So, of course, in a few minutes, after we're sitting there talking for a bit, maybe about our businesses and potential referrals that we could pass to each other, the waiter comes back with the salad, and this is what yours looks like. Beautiful looking salad, but the dressing is definitely on it. And so we have a salad that came out, and for whatever reason, the order was messed up. I mean, this is wrong. This isn't what you asked for, is it? And so when we look at what went wrong here, there's a few people that are a few places that we can look to discover where the breakdown in communication may have come so that you didn't end up getting the salad that you actually wanted. So the first thing could be that the problem was you. Maybe when you ordered your salad, you weren't specific enough. Maybe you didn't actually ask for the dressing on the side, but maybe when you read the menu, you thought, oh, yeah, I should get this salad dressing on the side. Or maybe you had made that decision earlier that I'm going to try and eat less dressing. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start getting my salad dressing on the side, and then I can just dip into it and gives me better control, and somebody's not just dumping it on there. Or maybe you don't like salad dressing, but for whatever reason, you forgot to relay this information to the waiter. And so that's the first place where a breakdown in communication could come, is that you just didn't order the right thing, even though you intended to order something very specific. The other place a breakdown could come is with the waiter. Maybe the waiter was distracted or not listening. Maybe the environment was noisy. Maybe the waiter's just not very good, right? Because who hasn't had that experience? And so maybe the waiter relied on his memory and was just going to go ahead and relay your order and didn't write it down, and then therefore there was a mistake. Or maybe we ordered a lot of stuff, and so that kind of got lost in the shuffle. And so this is another place where the communication breakdown could come, is with the listener, the person who was supposed to be making sure that your request got filled. The third place where we could have a problem would be with the chef, of course. So maybe you made the right request, you ordered the salad exactly the way that you wanted it. The waiter heard you, relayed the correct message to the chef, but maybe the chef just messed up. Busy day in the kitchen, not a very good chef. Whatever it is, they ended up not delivering on what was promised. And so this is the other place where the breakdown could be. Now, of course, all of this is a metaphor, because why would I waste your time talking about going to a restaurant when we're supposed to be talking about networking? And so here's the metaphor. Like, if you look at this from the perspective of working with your referral partners and creating the product that BNI is supposed to produce, which is a qualified, ready to go referral, we can look at how this might apply. So up here at the top, that's you. Are you ordering up the right types of referrals? So when you're making your requests for people, are you asking for the right type of people to be referred to you? So, for example, if like I'm a chiropractor, right? And so if I have a specific type of patient that I like to see, am I asking for that specific type of patient? Or if there's a specific type of patient that I don't want to see, like let's just pretend, I'll make something up. I don't want to see people who work at a shipping yard, right? then I need to let my referral partners know. Okay. Otherwise, when I start getting a bunch of referrals for people who work at a shipping yard, then whose fault is that? It's mine because I wasn't specific enough about what I ordered up. So the second person here is the waiter, and you can look at that from the standpoint of all of us who are listening to our referral partners give weekly presentations, one-to-ones, 10-minute presentations, and are asking for referrals. So if we're not doing a good job of listening, then can we really provide the type of referral that our partners are looking for? So, for example, maybe I do say, I'm not looking for anybody who works at shipping yards. I don't work on that type of patient, but you're not listening and you just know somebody who you think would be a good fit and you refer that person, they end up being absolutely wrong, right? So that would be an example of you being the waiter and not listening and referring the right type of person. And then finally, the chef. So once you are done putting that order out there, asking for that type of referral, and somebody has been provided for you that seems to fit that request, are you delivering on what you've promised? And so if you give me a referral, am I getting in contact with that person? And when I do get in contact with that person, am I delivering the service or the product that you told your referral that I was going to do? And so that could be the other place where there's a disconnect when I don't provide the things that I promised, and that could be a big problem. And we'll explore why that is going forward. So again, it comes down to this. Maybe I wasn't clear, or if you have ever had somebody kind of throw a referral back to you and say that it wasn't very good, maybe I wasn't listening. Or if you notice and maybe your referrals from a particular member dry up, then you have to wonder, maybe I wasn't ready to service that referral that I asked for. So here are the solutions. Number one, be clear. Be really specific about who you're asking for, who you're looking for, because people want to give you exactly what you want. If you get frustrated because you're giving referrals and they aren't turning into thank you for closed business, or the people that you're giving them to don't even bother calling the people that you're sending, maybe the problem is that you're not listening to what people are actually looking for. And so the referral that you think is really valuable really isn't that good, or it needs to be better developed, or you need to be more selective. So if you listen, you can fix that problem. And then finally, that last point is be prepared to deliver. So if I'm working building houses and I say I'm looking for people who want new houses built, and somebody comes to me with 10 referrals for people that want houses built, and I'm not ready to build one house, then that's gonna be a big problem for everybody involved. And let's talk about why that is. The reason is because the stakes are really, really high. When we mess this up, we're essentially, instead of holding out our business card, we're holding up a card that says, please don't refer to me, right? So if I tell you, hey, I want these people that I could build houses for, and I'm not actually ready to build houses, and you make that referral, that's embarrassing to you. You've gone out, put your neck out for me, talked me up. Hey, this is a really great guy. Let him help you, and then the people show up, and I can't do anything for them. Or if I'm not prepared to do a really, really good job and take care of those people or treat those people special, then that becomes embarrassing for you. And I should never expect to get a referral from you again because I've lost your trust. And we know that our relationships in BNI are built on know, like, and trust. And so whenever I receive a referral, I have to work really, really hard to make sure that I can maintain the trust. That starts with me promising to, or making promises that I can keep, and then really working my hardest to fulfill those promises. At the same time, I've already kind of alluded to this. If you are consistently making junk referrals, just giving leads, you're not giving people specifically what they're looking for. Well, then when you give a referral, then people just aren't going to follow up on them, or they're not going to be a high priority. And then you end up looking like a fool, and you're holding up a card basically that says, "Don't follow up on any of my referrals." And then if you're not being specific about what you want, and you're not making it easy for people to identify this is exactly the type of person, then they're not going to go out of their way to kind of whittle it down if the pool is just too big that they have to draw from, and you can't really zero in on one type of person or another, then you're holding up a sign that says that we're not going to have a referral relationship, essentially. So here's the things that you can do in each of these roles. Again, if you are the one ordering up a referral, make a specific request. You also want to train your referral partners. So if somebody gives you a referral and it just isn't any good or isn't exactly what you're looking for, then you need to work with them on how they can improve the referral. Maybe it's somebody who, they give you a referral and they say, okay, I'm going to have this person call you, but that's not the way that you want to connect with people. Maybe you want to connect on Facebook, or maybe instead of having the person call you, you want to call them. You need to work with your referral partners and train them on what's going to be the best way for you to get what you're looking for. One great way to do this is to share examples of really great referrals that you've gotten. And so whether it's from somebody in the group or it's from somebody outside, like maybe another client or something like that has referred somebody, give examples to the group of how a really good referral looks for you so that we can emulate that. And so the last way is in your one-to-ones, your weekly presentations, and your feature presentations, always be focused on helping us to get the things that we need. Sometimes we see feature presentations and people spend a lot of time talking about, when they used to be a helicopter pilot, or their favorite beaches, or like their favorite color of, rocks or whatever. And it's really interesting information, but it does not help us to give you the good referrals that you need. So keep your weekly presentations, your feature presentation, your one-to-ones, keep those laser focused, and you will find that you're going to start getting the referrals that you want. One thing that you can do in this capacity is do a really great job of listening to your referral partners. So this is during one-to-ones, weekly presentations, the feature presentations. Really be zeroing in on important cues, questions that you can ask, the type of people that you're looking for. Take some notes. Get out a pen and paper. That way, whenever the thought comes into your head of who you can refer, write it down. Or if you have questions to follow up on, write that down so that you don't have trouble remembering later. Relay accurate information to potential referrals. And so don't overpromise for the person that you're referring to, or don't say that there's a service or a product that you don't know that somebody can deliver, and promise that to a potential referral, because then that just makes a bad situation later. So how do you find out the accurate information? It's by developing better relationships with your referral partners. Also, make sure that you are communicating with the right people. For example, if you have a bike shop and I want to refer somebody to you, I don't want to go talking to a child about getting a new bike, because children don't have money. So I want to talk to the parents and get you connected with those parents. Or for example, if you need to talk to the business owner of a certain type of business, I don't want to connect you with the salesman. I want to connect you with the business owner. Also, remember that your reputation is based on your level of service. So it really is just like dealing with a waiter or waitress. You leave a tip based on their level of service. There's some people who decide that if my waiter doesn't keep my glass of water full the whole time that I'm there, well, that's going to affect their tip. Or if my waitress is really rude, well, then I'm not going to leave her a tip. Same type of thing happens in BNI. The strength of your relationship with your referral partners and your reputation is based on your level of service. And there is nothing more important that you are servicing than the types of referrals that you are giving to your referral partners. And finally, in this role, when you are receiving referrals and expected to deliver, you're expected to come up with this finished product. Here's some tips. Number one, provide the service or products that you have promised. So if you say that you can do something, deliver on that, and do it to your very best ability. Be honest with members and their referrals. If that sounds familiar, It's because it's straight out of the BNI Code of Ethics. It's one of the things that we all agree to do is to be honest with people. And so that means that in our business dealings and the way that we conduct ourselves, that we want to be fair with people. We don't want to overcharge them. We don't want to do bait and switch. We don't want to violate any sort of ethical standards of our profession, which is another thing that's straight out of the BNI Code of Ethics. So follow or exceed the ethical standards of your profession. Also, you want to provide and solicit helpful feedback. And this goes for the people giving you referrals as well as the people that are being referred. So get some feedback from them and find out, when I helped this person, how did they say that I did? Or, what are some things that I could do better that would make this easier for you? So getting that feedback is going to allow you to be better and better. And then finally, have an attitude of gratitude. When somebody really delivers on a great referral for you, make sure that you thank them. Send them a card, give them a gift. Just even talking to them and letting them know how perfect that referral was. What that does is it sets them up to keep giving you referrals in the future. And you're really kind of loading up that next opportunity to work with that person again. In addition, make sure that you're logging your thank you for closed business so that you could recognize those people in front of the group. It not only helps us to accurately track our stats, but it makes people feel really, really good whenever they get recognized in front of the group, and they're able to develop a reputation as somebody who contributes business and contributes really good referrals to our chapter. So finally, if you want to find out more about any of these things, there are four really great podcasts that I could recommend. Podcasts number 298, 262, 226, 223, and 222. Apparently, I put those in no particular order. If you want to find these podcasts, go to bnipodcast.com. And that is all for today. We will see you all next week for our extended education moment.